Alright, travelers, that should about cover it. Let's see. Okay, so that was a hell of an intro. I guess that was an interesting way to start it, was just, you know, hey, here's a video from forever ago that's launched on there. But yeah, I am the Literary Bear. I'm going to be a storytelling bear that is hopefully entertaining you guys. We'll be posting this to YouTube right after it's done, of course, so the stream will be live in its entirety, and I'll also be editing it down to more manageable episodic pieces as well. With a little bit of editing, cutting out things like grinding, pauses. I'll probably do some highlights as well. I have some experience with editing. But yeah, Literary Bear, we're a channel all about exploring the best stories in gaming. So let's get started with one that means the most to me. At least I would say certainly one of the most. So we already have a character already kind of picked out. I didn't want to spend the first, you know, forever on character editing. So this is going to be our character for this particular journey. I have a story in mind for her based on both her ancestry, the area that she's from, as well as the classes and general stuff that we're going with there. So that's it, no. So I'm going to go with the 31st of the, 32nd sun of the first astral moon. Because that is my birthday in real life, so I'm going to go with 31st. I'm always a very air aspected person, personally. Aquarius is an air sign. I always find myself gravitating more towards wind magic if I get a choice in games. Never been a big fire magic guy. Lightning magic's pretty cool, I will say. If I had to pick a second, I would probably go with lightning. Water magic I feel like is underrated in how potent it is, but I am personally terrified of the ocean. So, always kind of avoid that one. Earth has no real interest for me, and then ice is not so much either. But being as this is a story-based channel, let's just go through quickly what this is. This is the 12, the guardian deities of Eorzea, or at least most of Eorzea. We'll get into that a little bit later on through the gameplay. Important to note, and it says it right above this, this has no effect on gameplay. This is all just for your lore, guys. They recently came out with a raid that is all about the 12, so that is something that, should we get there, and I hope we do, we'll go to in immense detail. But the 12 all have their own interconnections, their own stories, and how they relate to Eorzea herself, as well as an entity that we'll get to come to know pretty soon. So for right now, we're going to just select a Sean, because he's my favorite, the Wanderer. Very, very fitting. I am a healer main, typically. At least in terms of like what I do in raiding. I enjoy playing DPS, but you can't beat that healer Q, am I right? But also, I feel like Conjurer is when I really started getting into the game. And I also really enjoy the story, and I haven't seen it in some time. So, Conjurers call upon elemental forces present in nature and concentrates them to potency at which spells can be woven. Excuse me. Through practice meditation on the essences of creation, Conjurers draw forth and absorb aether from their immediate surroundings. A Wanderer cane made from unworked wood is then utilized to focus the aether until it manifests as the desired spell. Interesting factoid. When you progress into a white mage, your wand does no longer has to be wood. It will always be two-handed, which in ARR is not the case. But it does not necessarily need to be made of wood. You see a lot of metal tools, wands and staves, I guess, really. Canes, I suppose. Anyway. The seat of the Conjurers Guild lies at Stillglade Fane in Gridania, where the voices of Eorzea's elementals are said to be the most powerful. Let's read a little bit about Gridania. So, in the eastern reaches of the Aldernard landmass, home to vast dense woodlands and coursing rivers, lies the forest nation of Gridania. The cityscape is a mosaic of labyrinthine waterways and great wooden structures, so gracefully constructed that they seem to be part of the surrounding environment. The favored goddess of the citizenry is Nafika, the matron, but great faith is also placed in the wisdom of the Seed Seer, young oracles who guide the nation based on, well, she's not that young, guide the nation based on the will of the forest elementals. So I really like Gridania. I really like the inspiration that this character gave me for that, so I'm going to go with that. And then for a name, let's see here. What do we want to name our traveler here? Go with one that I often go with. Oh, I am playing on PS5. Should be fairly obvious based on the interface here, but just in case anybody's curious. Imagine this will let me, because I think I've already used this one. Probably going to reject me and out of hand. Oh my god, it didn't. Okay. So we're now loading in as Wisteria Willowheart into Kukulane. Just a server that I don't have anything in. So I'm going to go mute as soon as we get into the cutscenes again. I will be muting for most cutscenes just to keep the continuity good. Like I said, the story is the main focus. I want people to be able to come in here in the prep for Evercold. Maybe they're doing their dailies. Maybe they just want to have a refresher of the story that means so much to all of us. I hope that's the case, and hopefully if it is something that you guys appreciate, we'll be able to get this thing going and explore more and more stories together. So I would like that. Something to keep me from going crazy in my day job, you know? But here we go. Oi! You alright, lass? You were moaning in your sleep and sweating buckets besides. That'll be the eighth, I reckon. Some are more prone to the sickness than others. No need of threat, though. You'll soon get used to it. That was the whole bottle. The Moogles. I just love how they're just intrusive thoughts, the character, just in general. Just like, haha, I got a foghorn, fuck you. Feeling better, Kupo? Aha, you can see us. I had a feeling you could, Kupo. We're Moogles, and we live in this wood. Normal folks can't see or hear us, which makes you special, Kupo. And seeing as how you're special, maybe you can tell us something. The wood's been restless of late. Lots of strange things happening. Have you chanced to witness anything suspicious, Kupo? I just got in this cart, little friend. Sorry, I don't know what to tell you. Chug chug! You're on a bender. But of course you haven't. You've only just arrived. Well, there's nothing for it then. We'll just have to keep looking. Nice to meet you, Kupo. This is where all of Jack Sparrow's rum went right here. Moogles. Down yourself, far away. It's far away off, in case you were wondering. Seeing as you're awake, how about you keep me company until we get there? Them youngins don't much care for conversation, see? Brimment's the name, and peddling's my trade. As for your good self, judging by your unusual garments, I'd say you were one of them new adventurers. Am I warm? I knew it. Going wherever the wind blows, seeking fortune and glory. No, that's what I call a living. So long as you can avoid dying, I mean. Ain't no secret adventurers risky business these days, especially. What was it that first attracted you to it? Okay, we're going to go with to gain power. I have a backstory for this character that will reveal slowly over time. And I feel like power would be necessary for her to be able to achieve her goals, so... Power, as in her power to do good, like protecting the weak and fighting for what's right, and all that? Aye, now that's what you meant. Well, adventurers do get up to a lot of fighting, that's for sure. You'll never be short of any chance to polish your warcraft in the adventuring business. When you arrive in town, you best enroll at the Adventurers Academy. They'll set you on the right path. And it wouldn't hurt to join a guild, neither. Gridania is home to a few, so if you fancy yourself learning to fight with a bow, a polearm, or even spells, you should think about seeking one out. Just remember, though, there's more important things than fortune and glory, such as breathing. Ain't no profit in being dead, and that's a fact. Always hate their masks. Halt! Go no further! What's this, then? Wah! What's going on? A skirmish has broken out up ahead with the Ixal. For your own safety, you must remain here until... Bloody hells! We should hold them here. Try to break clear. That was too bleeding close. Nice of the Ixal to send us a welcoming party, though, eh? Joking aside, this won't be the last time you meet those feathered fiends, so just take care, alright? By the by, is this your first trip into Gridania? For her, yes. It is. Well then, let us journey to itinerary and tell you the ins and outs of your destination. The city of Gridania lies slap bang in the middle of Black Shroud, the biggest luscious forest in all Eorzea. Though it ain't near as lush as it used to be, saying that. Not since the Calamity laid half of it to waste. The destruction prompted a herd of new nasties to move in, and gave the Ixal unneeded encouragement. Birdman raids have become a daily occurrence. Ah, at long last. Behold, Gridania, the forest nation blessed by the elementals. I thought he was going to read this out, but I suppose I'll let you guys read this and just take in the beautiful scenery. And here's where we part ways, lass. I'm off to the markets to deliver me wares, and then it's back to the high road for me. You have very pretty green eyes. Here, I want you to have this by way of thanks for keeping me company. Hey, you never did tell me your name, did you? Well, here's the idea. Become the sort of storied personage I can brag about having met, and we'll consider us square. Like I said, this is one of the more meaningful stories of really my entire life, so definitely wanted to make this something that I completed all the way. I'm going to see this one through. I'm not sure how often I'm going to be able to stream. I'd like to be able to do it at least twice a week for 2 to 4 hour increments, I'd say we'll try to settle into. Just kind of see how we end up. One of the reasons why I went with an Elizin, which is the sort of elf character that I have here. Number one, I like the lore, but also you just don't see a whole lot of them. You there, yes, you. Your face is not known to me. Newly come to the city, no doubt. I am Bertinant, a wood whaler of Gridania. It is my duty to protect our nation from her enemies, while welcoming those who may yet prove her friends. Let us see what you are. Or be felled by my lance. He didn't mention that last part, but I'm ad-libbing it in. Gridania, blah blah blah. I will be playing with controller. Fun fact, I have played this game with nearly any content that you can name outside of the Ultimates, including current tier Savages, and never once have I thought, oh man, I can't do this because I'm on controller. Controller can play literally everything here. I would strongly recommend you just play whatever you're comfortable with, honestly. Don't even worry. Whatever you are comfortable with, you can attach a keyboard and mouse to your PS5, you can attach a PS5 controller to your PC. Whatever you're comfortable with, you very easily can do either. Very much appreciated. What I'm going to do is disable active help. Lieutenant here. Another green adventure, I presume. I have thought as much. We cannot allow strangers to wander Gridania unchecked and untested. Before you rush off and begin pestering every citizen for work, I suggest you make yourself known at the Caroline Canopy. That's the headquarters of the local Adventurers Guild, in case you were wondering. Caroline Canopy is the building you see behind me. Speak to Mother Mione within, and she will take you in hand. There we go. Active help undoes. Turn that off. If you are a new player, please leave that on. I cannot stress enough how useful that is for you. Well, well, what have we here? A wide-eyed and wondering young adventurer? Come to put your name down at the guild, I assume? Welcome. Mione's my name, or Mother Mione as most call me, and the Caroline Canopy is my place. As the head of the Adventurers Guild here in Gridania, I have the honor of providing guidance to fledgling heroes who pass through our gates. No matter your ambitions, the guild is here to help you attain them. In return, we expect that you fulfill your duties as an adventurer by assisting the people of Gridania. A fine deal, wouldn't you agree? To an outsider's eye, all may seem well with our nation, but naught could be further from the truth. The people live in a state of constant apprehension. The Ixal and various gangs of common bandits provide an unending supply of trouble, trouble compounded by the ever-present threat of the Garlean Empire to the north. And that's to say nothing of the calamity. Even now, the wounds have barely begun to heal, but I speak of it as if you were there. Forgive me, 5 years past, Eorzea was well nigh laid to waste when a dread worm emerged from within the lesser moon, Dalamun, and rained fire upon the realm. It is this which people call the calamity. Scarcely a square mile of the Twelves Wood was spared the devastation. Yet despite the forest's extensive wounds, not a soul among us can recall precisely how it all happened. I am well aware of how improbable that must sound to an outsider. It is improbable, but it's also true. For reasons we can ill explain, the facts surrounding the calamity are shrouded in mystery. There are many versions of events, as there are people willing to recount them. Yet amidst the hazy recollections and conflicting accounts, all agree on one thing, that Eorzea was saved from certain doom by a band of valiant adventurers. Whatever else we've misremembered, none of us have forgotten the heroes who risked life and limb for the sake of the realm. And yet, whenever we try to say their names, the words die upon our lips. And whenever we try to recall their faces to mind, we see naught but silhouettes amidst the blinding glare. Thus have these adventurers come to be known as the Warriors of Light. Pray do not feel daunted by the deeds of legends. We do not ask that you become another Warrior of Light, only that you do what you can to assist the people of Gridania. Great or small, every contribution counts. I trust you will play your part. All that's left, then, is to conclude the business of registration. Here's a quill. Scrawl your name right here. Oh, and I would appreciate it if you use your real name. There is a special place in the 7th Hell for those who use amusing aliases. Wisteria Willowheart. And you're quite sure this isn't an amusing alias? Very well. From this moment forward, you are a registered adventurer of Gridania. Nation blessed of the elementals and bounty of the Twelveswood. The guild expects great things from you. Look at what just arrived. Another goddamn adventurer. Don't you start with that. Adventurers are the very soul of the Gridania needs. The Elder Seer herself bade us welcome them with open arms. Do you mean to disregard her will? Of course not, lest you forget it's my sworn duty to uphold the peace. Am I to blame if outsiders bring mistrust upon themselves? You, adventurer, mind that you do not cause any trouble here. I shall personally cast you out of this realm and into the 7th Hell. Well, hello to you too. Nice to meet you. First day here. Lovely people. Pay that outpost in mind. Payment only to counsel you. Suspicious characters have been prowling the Twelveswood of late, you see, and the Wood Whalers feel they cannot afford to take any chances. As is often the way of with folk who live in isolation, Gridanians are wont to mistrust things that they do not know well, your good self included. Fear not, however. Given a catalog of exemplary deeds, and no more than a handful of years, the locals will surely warm to you. On behalf of my fellow citizens, I welcome you to Gridania. May you come to consider our nation as your own in time. Now then, you may depend on old Mother Mione to teach you a few things that every adventurer should know. That was 2 levels up, by the way. Let's talk to Mother. Let us begin at the beginning, shall we? Now that you're a formal member of the Adventurers Guild, we must be sure you have a firm grasp of the fundamentals of adventuring. To that end, I have 3 tasks I wish you to perform. Your first task is to visit the Aetheryte. This massive crystal stands in the middle of the Aetheryte Plaza, not far from the Caroline Canopy. As a device that enables instantaneous transportation, the Aetheryte plays a key role in the life of the ever-wandering adventurer. Once you have located the crystal, all you need do is touch its surface. A member of the Wood Whalers will be present to offer further instruction. For your second task, you are to visit the Conjurer's Guild. There is no better place to learn the arts of conjuring. Speak with Medale, and she will explain the benefits of joining the guild. For your third and final task, I would have you visit the markets at the heart of Old Gridania's commercial district. There you shall find weapons, armor, and all the various items that an adventurer might need on her travels. There is, however, more to the markets than buying and selling goods. Speak with Parsamontre and listen well to his counsel. Parsamontet, I don't know. The master merchant can be uncooperative at times, so be sure to offer him one of my famous eel pies. Like so many men, he is much more charitable with his stomach is full. Here is a batch I made not long ago. You have your task, Eorzea. May Nafaka guide your path. Ah, and one more thing. Should you happen to come across any citizens in need, don't be afraid to proffer a helping hand. I am certain they will be pleased to meet an adventurer in whom they can confide their woes. Granted, the work they offer is unlikely to be of realm-shattering importance, but prove your worth and build reputation, and in time, folk will be more inclined to entrust you with matters of moment. I also suggest that you lend an ear to the smith here in the canopy. The smiths are trusted representatives of the Adventurers Guild, and are an invaluable source of advice for neophyte adventurers seeking to attain greatness. I'm a neophyte. Incidentally, just this graphical update that they had a little bit ago makes everything look so incredible. Like, look at the wood.